Okay, so last week I got this email from the apartment complex that I live at, and it was all about this contest that they're doing for St. Patrick's Day. In short, you have to guess how many Lucky Charms are in this jar down in the lobby. And then I came up with this brilliant idea. Why don't I use Cinema 4D to help me guess the right amount of Lucky Charms that are in that damn jar? So let's go scope it out and see what we're getting ourselves into. So I know I'm going to be needing 3 things before I get started. A roller, a box of Lucky Charms, and of course a mason jar. Now I don't exactly have the same mason jar that the building is using to house all those little sugary bits of goodness. I do, however, know what size of mason jar they are using because I might have been spending more time around that jar than what could be viewed as legal. My next course of action is to measure each different piece of cereal so I know what size to make them in Cinema 4D. Yes, I'm measuring them all in millimeters because A, it's more exact, and B, the imperial system is majorly flawed. Yep, I said it. Once I was done measuring these sweet little bites of awesomeness, I quickly snagged a reference image to use for modeling purposes. Now that I have all the data that I need, I can boot up Cinema 4D and get started on modeling everything. For the mason jar, I just modified a cylinder, deleted the top polygons, and extruded out all of the edges a little bit. Great. Oh, and I added a subdivision surface to it so it didn't look like an old N64 game. The cereal pieces were pretty cut and dry. I just traced them with the spline pen tool and slapped an extrude onto all of them. Yep, those are Lucky Charms, all right. I also quickly modeled a cereal box for my pieces to pour out of. Nothing special, it's just a cube with no pants. I didn't really get too crazy with the texturing on this because I didn't want it to slow down the process. So the box is red, the cereal pieces are colors, and the jar is a ghost.
This is some scary shit.
Now I can throw all my little guys into a cloner, get them placed inside my crudely made cereal box, and start running some dynamics. My approach to this whole experiment is simple. Start with a small number of clones, dial in the settings until things start simulating properly, and increase the amount of clones until they fill up the jar. Sounds pretty easy. Well, my computer was starting to chug a little bit at the beginning, so I decided to remove the bevels from the cereal pieces so I could get the results faster. Great, now they look like they clock in as a 2 on prom night. Now I'm able to start increasing the amount of clones that are being simulated. In the end, I was able to simulate a whopping 1,680 pieces of cereal before my computer wanted to straight up disown me. The problem is, they only filled up half the jar. And at this point, I started to wonder if maybe I was approaching this all wrong. So I went down to the lobby, put my number in for the contest, and that's when I realized my first mistake. I didn't account for the amount of air in the jar. I also learned after the fact that you had to guess the amount of marshmallows in the jar, not the total pieces of cereal. So yeah, I'm starting to guess that my number of 560 is going to be completely wrong. Yep, I'm a idiot.